Yeah.
Test.
Yeah. No, Tuesday. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so let's move you and her to 6:30 on Wednesday.
No, Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday.
Yeah. Tuesday's the only really day that works.
No, Tuesday we close at 6 if Patty actually scheduled work this Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
How do we not get that on video? Oh, it is? It's recorded.
Does it have to be Patty or?
Is it really?
Been here for a couple hours now.
You know, listen, it takes a little while to get this stuff set up. We can't just do it overnight. Welcome, everyone. This is the first podcast, the first edition of the KIS Keeping It Simple or Keep It Simple podcast.
So I guess we're sticking with that.
Keep it simple. See, we had a couple name debates here. First, it was the ENN, the Everyday News and Nonsense podcast.
Don't say it, because what if we won't use it later? So
Well,
one of our many viewers might steal the idea.
We'll let the audience figure out. And then we got the News and Nothing But Nonsense podcast, the NBN podcast.
Yeah.
And that's what we had it as definitively. And then last night, the idea came to me in a dream that it would be called the Keep It Simple KIS podcast.
You had a dream, huh?
I thought it flowed nicely, the KIS podcast.
I had a dream last night too.
And you can follow me.
No, you didn't. You don't sleep.
Well, yeah,
See,
true.
and follow me. See, the reason I think Keep It Simple is great because I have my name on Instagram as Simple James. So this is the Keep It Simple podcast. I think it flows pretty nicely. Anyway, I digress here. Today, this is the first edition of the KIS Keep It Simple podcast. The point of this podcast is to just discuss anything and everything that is going on in the lives of myself, James Verdi, joined along with Adam Maskuli and Angelo Covais.
Maskuli, you.
We're going to keep PG here for this one. And Angelo Covais. So this is the first edition. Adam Maskuli. Maskuli. Anyway, so I thought
Great friends for how many years?
So I think actually, since we're in a house that we've been in for we kind of grew up, in and around it. So this is Adam's top floor apartment. And Adam, how long have we known each other for? Probably
12 years.
12 years. Angela and I have known each other since we were 2. I'm 24 now, so that's
22 years.
22 years by theory of subtraction.
13 years.
We're actually in the room. So a couple years ago, about 10, Adam and I and Angelo and a couple other buds were in this exact room, and we decided to take a trip to the attic. I think this is a great way to start it off here. And
as one does.
Now, we know when you're in an attic, you have floorboards, and you have the...
you got beams and insulation in between.
Exactly.
The insulation.
The insulation. Yeah. So
there were no floorboards.
There were no floorboards. So we had little beams. I mean, there might have been maybe a couple inches thick. Anyway, Adam went to the top first. Because there's a window on top of his attic. It's a little circular window, the kind of windows you see in horror movies,
Because I'm such a leader.
Yeah, where you see like ghosts popping out of. It's a 3-floor house. Anyway, Adam decided to go show us that window because I think it was a cool idea. So we went upstairs to the attic. Adam went first. And Adam didn't realize that the insulation is not actually flooring.
I gotta be honest, I didn't know what insulation was.
So he stepped on the insulation naturally and fell through. Yeah. The ceiling.
Yeah, right there.
So if you can't put the camera here, but basically this ceiling Adam fell through and there was a big chunk of insulation just sitting on the floor.
Yeah, my legs were dangling.
And much to Adam's chagrin, we thought it was very funny and we refused to leave the house.
Yeah, I was not having that. It's not a good day.
We actually probably stayed for a little longer. We're on the trampoline. It was a fun day.
I don't think anyone was home.
No one was home, but he was very worried that his mom was going to come home and see a piece of ceiling on the floor. A chunk.
Yeah, I didn't know how I was going to hide this.
Now he actually.
I think this thing was being rented out the next week.
He actually didn't fall through.
There's just no ceiling.
His legs were sort of dangling down. He didn't fall through, but his legs were dangling down, but the piece of ceiling was on the floor. It was a big mess, and no one was living here at the time. It wasn't being rented out yet.
No.
As it's not now. That's why we're here.
I think the paint was holding a piece of the sheetrock hanging.
Yeah. I think you could probably still. Yeah, it's actually right there. I think because that's because the ceiling is yeah.
No, that's where Mauricio from.
Well, you can't get up because this is a podcast now. You're not supposed to be able to get up now. So now we just
Can't see where you're pointing.
we can't. The camera's not moving. So whatever they're looking at. Anyway, I thought today what we talk about childhood. Now, I think we were the last generation to really have a traditional, normal, outside, playing outdoors childhood because we really didn't have cell phones when we were kids.
Yeah, we did.
Well, we had flip phones.
Which is a cell phone.
Well, I think
we are able to keep in touch through that. We also found each other through with our bikes and everything.
So do you think kids nowadays they're missing that aspect of childhood since they're always so focused on technology and their phones?
Yeah.
I think it depends where you live.
Yeah.
Like what your neighborhood.
So we all grew up very close to each other. We all lived on the block from each other, and we had a pretty tight group, of friends. We had probably about 12 of us. Manhunt, tag, football, very active childhood. Right? I don't think that really goes on a lot now. I mean, we're so digitally connected that we're spending more time indoors, less time outdoors.
Well, I think I like to take time, alone with nature. You know what I mean? Just take a break from all technology. Go in the woods. Just you, yourself.
Well, actually, what's interesting about you is you live in the back of a graveyard.
Well, I don't live in the back of the graveyard. Well, my backyard. All right, so I live in my house. And I have a backyard. That is a graveyard. And behind the fence of my backyard is a graveyard. Yeah. So I do not live in a graveyard.
Well, so out his window is a cemetery. Now
about 10,000 dead people.
Yeah, it's a pretty big one. But see, so when we were growing up, we used to go to Burger King a lot. That was our kind of spot. Now, to get to Burger King, you had to actually walk through the graveyard. So we actually spent a large part of our childhood in a cemetery. Because we would go there, at least a couple times a week. I mean, we weren't the healthiest. We were very active, but in terms of how we ate.
Some of us weren't really the healthiest.
Our eating habits weren't always the best. But I think, we were the last generation. So when I was about 14, so I was a freshman in high school, about 2008, that's when the cell phone craze was kind of starting. The iPhone came out in 2007. So my first phone was a freshman in high school and had a flip phone. And really the only thing you could do on that was call your mom and dad. And I didn't have texting capabilities until I was a junior. I had to beg for that. So really...
You should just get a job.
At the time, that didn't seem like that great of an idea. But what I think the nice part is if I wanted to go see you or you, we'd either communicate one of two ways. I'd ride my bike to your house, or I'd walk to your house since we live so close. And that's kind of how the group all was. Or we'd be on Xbox and we'd be communicating. That doesn't happen anymore. All the kids these days are glued to Instagram and Twitter and what are you doing digitally? I mean, we didn't have that. It was you had to go next door.
We were on the cusp.
We were on the cusp, but I think we were the last generation that had that.
We were in the middle of it. Let's say that. Because we had best of both worlds. We were the start of it. So we did.
I agree with that.
I didn't get my phone till 13. It was a flip phone. I didn't want to text on it.
You had the TV phone. If anyone remembers,
my first was a Verizon.
Oh yeah, we were so jealous of him.
I remember
he had the best phone ever.
So it was the phone that the screen flipped this way, and technically it had like an antenna and you could watch TV. Now, did you ever have that capability, or you never had that? I don't remember if you ever had that.
No, he never had the capability.
I don't think I had the capability.
Because no one would pay for that.
The TV phone.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, I had a flip phone, and then I had.
Because you had the option.
Yeah.
There were like little previews I could watch though.
One
time Monty took my phone and he was like, I don't know, he called like a porn site or something, and they charged my phone for like 20 minutes. It was not.
Yeah, that was when internet first started. Yeah, so there's that. Anyway, I mean, if you guys remember, now
it's still PG.
We're trying to keep the podcast PG here.
That is PG.
It is. I guess it is PG. Monty, for those of you who don't know, which is the majority of you, was an old friend of ours, which is a friend of ours. But I think the first smartphones were sort of sidekicks.
Yeah, sidekicks. Yeah.
I was always jealous of
people had sidekicks.
Because it was kind of,
my sister had it.
The action of sort of flipping the screen up, I think, was always interesting.
It was always cool.
Yeah. And it was the Blackberries.
I still never had that.
Blackberries were more for business people, and then Buckley also had it.
Buckley and the other one down the street.
Greg had one, didn't he? Greg had a Sidekick.
Blackberry? No, he had a Sidekick.
No, he had a Sidekick.
Yeah.
He had a Blackberry.
My first iPhone.
Blackberry. Yeah.
My first iPhone was a iPhone 4S. So I didn't get one until 2011. So it was about 5 years into the life cycle of the iPhone when I got one.
What kind of phone do you have now?
I have an iPhone 6. So I had the iPhone 4S for about 4 years.
No, that would really 8 years to
it took me, yeah, and then I got the and see I don't understand the point of upgrading your phone every year or two.
No, it's ridiculous.
I think now the phones have reached kind of a saturation point where they can't get exponentially better.
No, they're already like a pocket computer.
Exactly. I mean, you can make it faster and you can make it thinner, but in terms of the tech, I think it was kind of exponential. From every iteration of iPhone was such an improvement. I don't think we're seeing that anymore. Now we're seeing like the emoji things where you speak. Like that to me is a gimmick. And what was that?
That was my chair.
Is it gonna break again?
Oh,
so,
this is
my key.
Oh,
my key.
So before we started filming, Angelo's chair broke. Angelo's chair broke, and that was a bit of a sticky situation. That chair is not repairable. We're not going to fix that.
No, it's in the corner.
It's in the corner.
I was going to say it was already broke.
You know what? What we'll do is we'll just
think it was.
I think it was already broke.
I don't think it was broke. I think Angel's bony ass just broke the chair.
I mean, I think
we actually have video proof of this.
We have video proof.
And we go back when we look at it. Angelo puts his leg up, and he does it in such a way where it just breaks.
I think what happened was the chair was being held together from the force of you sitting, but when you lean back, the angle.
I put my right leg up, and that took the weight off the right side.
Don't do it again. Stop.
Let's see how I did it.
We can't stronger. We can't afford to break any more chairs.
My right leg on my left.
We don't have the budget for that.
I actually didn't check if I was recording. I'm going to trust that I am.
We'll have the editor cut the clip out.
I think I am recording, but I'm actually not 100% certain. This is a work in progress. This is the first one.
You mean right now?
Yeah, I don't know if I forgot to check. Am I okay? That's recording though. We're 11 minutes 20. That flew. Wow, 11 minutes in already.
Am I allowed to walk over there and check?
I don't want you to get up. I mean, if you can get up. You can get up. We can check. Let's see if we are. If the red dot's going.
12 minutes in.
Oh, 12 minutes. Okay, so see,
cut that out.
We're recording on a
skeptical about sitting down now.
On a Canon, and with Canon cameras, there's a 20-minute time limit on it.
Really?
Yeah. So I have a timer going for 18. So the timer's going to go off. I have to stop the clip, and then I have to go again because there's a timer, and after 20 minutes.
But what about our viewers and their need of
non-stop,
I'll cut non-interrupted?
I'll splice it out, so you won't even know. You won't even.
But now they will know. Well, and I know.
Well, I told them. Well, they're going to see me getting up once or twice during the show.
He can cut that out.
Why can't you get up and we can't get up?
Because I have a reason to get up. You were checking a ceiling before, which had nothing to do. Well, technically, it did have something to do with.
It does. It had
a lot to do. But it doesn't look good if we're all getting up. It's chaos and it's not organized.
It was relevant to the story, but the camera.
Listen,
can't see
this is not an anarchist podcast. This is the keeping it simple.
Seems about like a dictatorship.
If you're you know what if you're getting in and out, then it's not going to be flowing.
I never had In and Out. Is it good?
In and Out Burger. I've actually never. I'm actually going to California. I'm going to California actually in June for work. It's for work. So I'm going to try In and Out. No. So I'm going to try In and Out for the first time. Now, I have had Five Guys. What's your opinion on Five Guys?
Five Guys is pretty good.
Have you had Five Guys?
Yeah, I haven't.
See, to me...
It's been a while, but I have.
It's an overrated burger.
Five Guys is better than Smash Burger. Smash Burger was the most
I've never had Smash Burger.
The Smash Burger is pretty good.
Is that disgusting? Is that a chain?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Because we have one in Staten Island.
Yeah.
It's got the potato buns.
The potato buns.
It's
made out of potatoes.
It's the worst burger I've ever had.
We have Smash Burger. We have Standard Burger. I've never had Standard Burger either.
Yeah, you know what? We have this really good place. What's it?
Colonnade?
No.
It's a diner?
Colonnade Diner. No, it's like this gyoza club. Okay.
Kaiser Club.
Kaiser
Club. We went there for your birthday.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, that had that.
That was an overrated bar. It was this. So the Kaiser Club is a German.
Forza Club.
The Korza Club is a German sort of it's a German restaurant.
Yeah, it was good.
And it won a bunch of awards for the best burger, or one of the best burgers in Staten Island, New York
It's
City.
wrapped in a
New York
bun.
City.
It's like wrapped.
First off, we waited about 45 minutes for the burger. And then when you get it, it's about yay big. I mean, it might.
It was a big burger. It was a big burger.
It was very small.
It was a big burger. It was filled with all the condiments.
Okay, so this is another. Okay, so we were having a discussion a while ago.
Nice transition.
On what a condiment was. Now, was it salt?
Salt is a condiment.
See, but I know
ketchup is a condiment.
Ketchup is a condiment. But by the technical definition, I think we looked this up. Yeah. It was anything that adds flavor to a food. But where do you draw the line now?
You can add anything.
If I'm making
most things are condiments.
But then that means everything's a condiment, because if I'm making a recipe with more than one ingredient, the second ingredient is a condiment.
The food has to be already made, and then
that
you
wasn't
add
in
on.
the definition though.
Because that's what a condiment.
I think it was after served.
Is it after serve?
After serve.
I don't think it is.
Yeah.
Because at that point, if I'm making meatloaf,
I think that's
anything that's not the meat is a condiment.
Yes, you're right.
So the onions are the parsley, the onions,
yes,
the egg, the breadcrumb. That's all a condiment.
Yes.
That doesn't. But that's too broad to me. A condiment should be like ketchup, mustard, like a sauce.
Those are condiments as well.
I think while in the process of making
you're just
the
limited
food,
on the condiment.
I mean,
view.
I think what we should do here is let's actually look up. We'll look up a definition of condiment.
I think if you're in the process of making whatever,
why don't we ask Siri?
It's considered like a seasoning.
Siri, what is the definition of a condiment?
Then what's the difference between seasoning and a condiment?
Before and after served.
As a noun, it means the wealth and resources of a country.
Okay, I didn't say economy. I said condiment.
Well, look. So
right.
Okay. A condiment is a spice, sauce, or preparation that is added to the food to impart in a particular flavor, to enhance its flavor, or in some, I lost it, or whatever. So you get but it doesn't say before it. It is kind of annoying that the picture of condiment on Wikipedia is actually salt and pepper. So that defeats kind of my logic. But at that point, anything is a condiment. The term condiment comes from the Latin condimentium, meaning spice, seasoning, sauce, preserve, pickle. I understand that's weird.
You throw a pickle on.
But then, so I think anything's common. So whatever you're cooking, the first thing you make, anything after that is a condiment. If I'm making pasta, is the water a condiment? Because technically speaking, it's cooking my pasta.
No, because it's add the flavor.
Okay, well, it could be.
No.
What if
water doesn't have any flavor?
Well, somewhat.
Water is water.
Well, it says
it can bring out flavor. It cannot enhance flavor because there's no flavor.
Wait, they say enhancing flavor, right?
They said enhancing flavor.
The water can enhance
it. If you got a box of just spaghetti, it's hard, it's brittle.
It's delicious.
You got to put it in the pot of water, and then it sponges it.
All right.
So it is a condiment. See, that's my problem. Is you can't.
That's your logic, though.
You can't make a definition.
Anything.
I mean, listen. You can't make a definition that's that broad.
It's the same thing with those like soups. There's like a little
condensed, like the cup of noodles?
Yeah. Well, like ramen, I guess.
Yeah, ramen.
Water's enhancing
the
flavor.
Exactly.
It's mixing it all.
Water is enhancing the flavor, because if you eat the ramen without...
It's all the salt and the sodium in it. That's not enhancing the flavor.
Yes, it is.
You could put any...
So you're telling me you can eat the ramen without the water, but if you add the water, it changes the flavor of the dish.
It enhances it. There's a difference between enhancing and just giving flavor.
I think I completely agree with that. I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know if we're ever going to come out to a judgment when it comes to condiments, but I do think we do need more stringent definitions of a condiment.
Maybe this is a good time to take some callers.
I'll include. Yeah. Okay. Call in to what number? Let me just dial let's just pick a random person in the phone, but call and say, hey, you're live on the air on the KIS podcast.
Is it a radio? No.
They should be welcoming.
Yeah, they should be very welcoming. I mean, this is the first edition of what is going to be many editions.
Yeah.
And I think as long as we have this space, we'll be all right.
Yeah, hopefully no one rents out.
Hopefully
no one rents out and gives my mother money.
Or you.
Yeah. How horrible.
The best of both worlds, you rent it out.
That would be good. I don't own it.
Well, you can rent, but you have to. Well, you pay her. You have to.
Well, I mean, I would have. Oh, I rent it out. Oh,
Yeah.
You mean like
you physically would live here.
Oh yeah. I thought you meant like me renting it out.
No.
I'm like, I don't own it. I would have to.
Well, you live here.
I have to make sure it's in the will.
Yeah.
Given to me.
Yeah.
And then
you might have to wait.
Somehow, like there's an accident.
Yeah, sure was.
All right.
Yes, that's what we want on video right now.
Yeah, that's what we want on video. Listen, can you not? For 1 hour, can you not touch your phone? Is it possible? Now I'm touching my phone because I have a timer going, and I was looking up the definition of conduit.
I have a timer too. It's a beautiful girlfriend who loves me.
Okay, all right, yeah, throw that in there. Well, I also have a beautiful girlfriend that loves me too. If you want me to do that, now you made me do
Angelo,
that.
do you have anything to say?
I do not.
All right, he's single, boys.
So it's a. He's single. He's single, boys. Everyone get ready. Everyone line up.
It takes a lot of no shirt wearing pictures, so enjoy that.
Now, for those
1 in 24 years.
Now, for those that are unaware, I have a YouTube channel. So it's one of the.
Which one?
I actually have a couple. I have one serious one though. It's called the Life Vlog, where I make short video vlogs, short movies. So this is kind of an extension into the creative aspect of I think all of us have creative interests. You're very artistic. So Angelo is very artistic. He's very good at drawing and painting. We don't paint, do you really? Mostly drawing.
I haven't in the past. In school I did.
You've done it.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them.
Adam, do you have any artistic abilities?
Autistic abilities?
No, artistic abilities.
Artistic. No.
I don't know if you do, actually.
I'm very... I like to do voices.
Yeah, you're an impressionist.
Yes. I would say so.
So you have, as they would say, a face for radio.
Yeah, I have a beautiful face for radio.
It's a good thing this is being recorded.
I'm really happy.
So I think we were going back on childhood.
We do well in this industry.
We were going back on childhood. Now, I think as we've gotten older, we had a group of about 12 friends, right?
We're down to 3.
We're down to see. I think that's like kind of the idea is keeping in touch with people, right? I think the fact that we have technology now hypothetically should make it a lot easier for us to keep in touch with people that we want to.
It is easier.
So we want to, though.
But the problem is, I don't think a lot of people don't. We still lose touch with people despite how easy it is to connect with them. And I was wondering, what do you think what the reason is? They think it's just because you grow and become different people, or
you become who you are. You grow up. We all lead different lives. Everyone's different.
I mean, we really don't keep in touch with many of the people that we grew up with.
I mean, school-wise,
I think people move away. I mean,
also we're the only ones really trying because we go out, get brunch every Sunday or Saturday or on the weekend.
I think my favorite thing to do is brunch breakfast. I think it's one of my favorite pastimes that I enjoy. Pastimes. I mean, is that the right use of the word?
You know what? I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna say you're wrong.
Baseball is America's favorite pastime.
I mean, it's not like we've been doing it for decades.
Yeah,
but
I don't know.
But it's like an expression. It means like something like that.
But it's becoming like a new tradition.
Something that you do. Now, there used to be a restaurant in Staten Island called Allure.
Oh, God.
And it used to be my girlfriend and I's favorite spot. Now, it was kind of an American cafe.
To Allure, not his girlfriend.
Yeah, no, she's still around. The restaurant. So, why didn't you because Adam, you had a problem with Allure.
I had a very big problem with Allure.
Was it the steak?
Yeah, I ordered a steak and eggs.
And the early steak. It's called the early steak.
The early steak, okay, yeah. And you know what? It was just, I got food poisoning.
I never got one sick from that place, but what happened was the owner changed. He sold the place, and the owner was the chef.
Yeah.
So that's like, that's like running a business. That's like the founder of a company leaving.
That's like Steve Jobs.
That's like Steve Jobs. Look what happened to Apple. Apple is going down.
The same. They're taking away things on the iPhone and charging double.
Exactly. I mean, the subtraction of the headphone jack.
Oh, that was annoying.
Isn't that? I mean, do you have the new phone?
I do. I have the 8. It doesn't have that.
Well, let me see. Because it's just that's so weird. She said finally going to switch my phone. She just texted me this randomly. Finally going to switch my phone to one of my brothers, the iPhone 7. Going to T-Mobile today. Talk about good timing. Phones. So you have the iPhone.
Yeah, there's no
Apple. Hey, listen. If you like us talking about iPhones, maybe you should send us a couple.
What's the purpose? Because see, one of the things that I do a lot is I like to charge my phone while listening to music.
I like to charge my phone while I'm sleeping.
I love doing that.
When I'm at the gym, I have wireless headphones, but when I'm listening casually, I have the wired ones because the quality and the sound is better. So what if I want to charge my phone? Now I gotta buy a dongle. Now I gotta spend a dongle. A dongle.
Are you making that up?
No, a dongle. No, I'm serious. It's called a dongle.
What's a dongle?
A dongle is it's I don't know the exact definition, but
like an adapter.
It's an adapter. Yeah, a dongle. It's an adapter.
Stop saying that.
A dongle. So the adapter plugs into the port of the iPhone where you charge it, and makes it a headphone port. So now you have to. So now, does it come? Did it come with a dongle?
It comes with its own charger.
But what about the dongle?
Headphones that do plug into that?
But the port of those headphones is the lightning port.
It's the same thing as the charger.
So there's no actual 3.5 millimeter normal headphone jack. See,
that's
now and there's no dongle, right? There's like no lightning port to like regular.
You gotta buy.
Now you have to buy that
accessories.
Yeah, so now that's like $35, $40. You have to buy that. Yeah. It's a scam.
No, not a lot of people have this kind of income.
Same thing with the wireless
do
charger.
this, but.
See, the car, I want to get a new car, and the car that I want to get has a wireless charging pad. I can't use it with the iPhone 6. Why do Androids all have this capability, but I'm being hamstrung by Apple to not have features that have been in these phones for 7 to 8 years?
Listen, take it or leave it. This is their business model. Basically.
And now what they're
That's
doing,
their marketing deal to make you buy the more.
And now you're leasing your phone, right?
I mean, yeah, I make a payment.
Because I remember you and I actually saw each other that one day. We were both getting new phones.
Well, it was financing the phone, not leasing.
Yeah,
so you're financing.
I'm not giving it back.
Did you
it's like you don't give it back after 2 years. Here, this is a good phone.
You can lease phones, can't you? No, it's only financing.
I've never heard of leasing.
I mean, how insane is that? I mean, we used to finance cars. Now we're financing phones.
I finance.
I'm
financing my car.
No, I'm saying that's normal, but now we're fine. Remember, because
it was the biggest mistake of my life because I ran it into the ground.
You can do that on appliances too, like refrigerators. But it's like a 2-year repayment plan.
Yeah, but see, I got this phone about 3 years ago when that was the last time they did free upgrades. So I paid $200, $300 for this phone. They don't do that anymore, Verizon. You have to finance the phone.
Yeah, if you don't pay for it in full.
Our rights are being taken away one by one, and why are we not upset about this?
Well, but there's no interest.
This isn't our rights. The founding fathers didn't exactly say headphone jacks.
But these are consumer rights. They're kind of chipping away tinier and tinier. First it was, we're removing the upgrades, which was always a normal part of the iPhone, of the experience of getting a new phone. I looked forward to my upgrade. I was like, oh my God, 2 years is coming up. We're gonna get the new iPhone. This is the best day ever.
Did you rub your hands like that?
I did. I felt like very.
Oh yes.
Now we can't do that anymore.
Can't pray.
I mean, all our consumer rights being now they take the headphone jack out and we're all like, okay. The notch in the new phones, new iPhones. Now you have the 8, so you don't have the notch, right?
A notch.
Are we tiring you?
No, I'm just I got no sleep last night.
Yeah. So when it comes to consumer rights,
unprofessional.
I think it's a serious erosion of why we Adam.
What?
Come on, wake up a little bit.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to cut that out.
I'm not cutting it out because that's
you can't cut this out.
This is all straight through.
You gotta show them the real side of things.
Yeah, but you gotta wake up. See, we went to breakfast this morning. Why didn't you get a coffee?
I had my ulcers.
I was too. Oh my God, the ulcers. That's an excuse to everything. I had 2.5 cups of coffee.
Well, that's your prerogative.
Yeah, but if you were tired, you should have gotten some caffeine to wake yourself up. You knew we were doing this.
Yeah, the sugar wasn't really gonna take off.
Actually, you know what? He actually drenched his pancakes in about 6 glasses of maple syrup.
That was good.
Even the waitress pointed it out. So when we go out to breakfast,
Yeah, how rude was that? Leave me alone.
When we go out to breakfast, there's a waitress that like for some reason just likes to kind of crap on Adam, and we don't even know who she is. I mean, we have her maybe once every like couple months. So we had her today, and she always made like snide comments at Adam. Like Adam joked about stealing a menu, kind of like an innocent joke.
I was like, can I have the menu? I'm like, oh, well, I was gonna take it home, but
just get your hand in.
I was gonna take it home, but and then she was like, oh, well, we have cameras here. I'm like, it was a joke.
And then she made a joke about you putting all the maple syrup. She goes, what'd she say? Like, she's like,
well, she asked him if he wants more.
Oh, because you're pretty much just eating maple syrup.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, he kind of was just eating maple syrup.
I was not just eating maple
Your
syrup.
pancakes were
I'm not Eddie the elf.
Now the bowl,
Buddy the elf.
But now the plate sort of had a protrusion.
Protrusion, huh?
A protrusion.
Wow, big words, big guy, huh?
It was a plate, but I had like a bowl type, and the bowl was keeping all the syrup. If it was a flat plate, the syrup would have come right over the edge, and it would have been.
I feel like those are most plates. Most plates have that little erosion.
I'm pointing at protrusion
or erosion.
That's on purpose, but we're not going to talk about
it. An erosion is like eroding of the
on the road.
Of the, well, you know, it was a terrible Christopher Walken impression.
Is that two different things now?
Erosion is to take away a protrusion.
And eroding.
A protrusion.
Eroding and erosion.
Eroding and erosion is the same thing.
Being eroded.
But a protrusion and erosion are two different things. A protrusion is
something inward.
I guess that's erosion too. If rock is
inward, erosion is just outer.
Protrusion is outer. A protrusion
is inner.
If I have a pimple, I have a protrusion on my face. If I have an erosion, I have been shot in my face, and there's a hole in it, and it's eroded the skin away.
It's eroded.
It's protrusion. Yeah, so that works.
Erosion? No, whatever.
Yeah, so
agree to disagree.
Agree to disagree, but that is the definition. So a plate, but I point that out because
his bacon strips were floating in syrup.
It was a lazy river of syrup. Like it was if you went to a water park and someone told you like the pancake was the float, was like a float, like a circle float.
I heard something.
Yeah, that was. I think I actually forgot to see. We have two microphones going. We don't really need to. We have two microphones going because I'm not sure if this one works. I think it does though. And at the end of the day, we can use that one up there. So we have a lot of options. Now, I do a lot of video stuff, but one thing I don't do is miking up multiple people. I mic up one person.
Right,
so
because you're selfish.
This is a learning. Well, when I do interviews, I don't like to...
breathe.
You don't like to...
I don't like to have the questions being stated like by myself. I have it more of an inferred. So I have the answer. The question is in the answer. So I don't have to... So, so-and-so, what made you come here? His answer will infer the question. So I only mic myself up.
Oh.
Is that why?
My head's cold.
Your head's cold. It's surprisingly chilly in here. It was at one point very hot. Now, how's your back doing? Because you're kind of on the sun.
I'm good now.
Because the sun has now set lower. It's about, what is that, 2:30?
Has eroded.
The sun has now eroded some of the sky. That's not the right.
That's not absolutely dissipated.
The sun has moved.
No, that's not right either. Jesus, the sun
setting.
The sun moved.
The sun is shining through the transparency of the clouds,
the stratosphere.
We're actually there's not a cloud in the sky today. Actually,
it really is a beautiful day. What are we doing inside?
I think eventually. So a couple months ago, we bought a fire pit. And that was probably the best. Was a $30 purchase?
Best investment.
Best investment we made.
And it was like, you know what? Actually, it was like $80.
It actually was. Didn't I pay for most of it?
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
I did. I paid for the whole thing. Actually,
you did not.
It's on my credit card.
That's not. And we paid you cash.
I'm gonna check. But did you? Give me, I don't
know.
It
was like $60. It was like $60. It was $20 first. It was $25.
And he never gave me the money for it.
Well, that's not my fault.
Now I remember.
Yeah, Angelo is just a cheap mother.
I can't believe that because we bought that back in November. We used it a couple times. What we would do is we would get s'mores and beer.
I want s'mores.
You know what?
I want beer.
I think we should. What's the weather like? We have a big storm coming tomorrow.
Nor'easter, huh?
Yeah.
Not for nothing. I really thought Nor'easter was a holiday that I just didn't remember. And I thought it was a holiday before Easter, like nor'easter.
That's actually, you know what? That's never happened to me, but I can understand why you think that.
It's 44.
Right.
It's,
and it was
it's like the
nor'easter. Oh, it's like it's the month before Easter.
It's like Palm Sunday, nor'easter, Easter.
Yeah.
Or actually, nor'easter would come after Easter because it's kind of like north of Easter, so it's further away from Easter. But Palm Sunday, Easter, nor'easter.
Now, if Easter lands on April 1st this year.
Now, if you have a nor'easter after Easter, that's an unusual occurrence because Easter's usually in
Easter's
April.
on April 1st this year.
April Fool's Day. No, Tuesday it's supposed to snow.
Is this
Tuesday it's supposed to snow.
Is this like a news station?
43.
It was Monday too, but now that's turned into rain.
Tuesday it's supposed to snow? That's horrible. I'm getting a haircut Tuesday.
We haven't had a really bad winter though. I don't think. I mean, we had two. I wouldn't consider this. We had a storm the other day.
I crashed my car enough to make it a bad
Now,
winter.
now your car, your turning signal is broken.
No, not my turning signal. My windshield wiper.
Your wiper.
But it still works. You just stick a pen in it, or you could do a screwdriver. I choose a pen, and I just pull it down.
Metal.
So what happened is you went to put it down. You went to put them on, and you.
I legitimately just tapped it, and it fell off, and I was very upset.
So now what he has to do is you have to stick a pen into the little thing and
into the little hole where it was
it
connected, and then just pull on it,
and then put it up and down. Now, are you gonna get that fixed?
No.
It's been like that for a year and a half. I'm pretty content with it.
He told me something else about his car while you were getting all the equipment ready.
Yeah, what?
About his front tire.
My
front tire. My front right tire has a slow leak. I just got the thing. Saturday?
Oh, look. So now what we gotta do is we gotta take this. All right, here we go.
Ew, Alyssa has T-Mobile.
You know, I thought she had Verizon, but I guess she does.
That's big.
Oh, you're Verizon, right? I mean, but I'm hearing a lot of the commercials that Verizon's not much better.
I don't think it matters.
It's like within a percent, within 1%.
It's like 1%. I think back then, when 3G and the network was getting started, Verizon was the premier carrier. But I think now at this point, because we're so connected and so
I have stock in
built up,
AT&T and Verizon. So as long as both of them succeed.
It doesn't matter what service provider you get.
I think my work phone too is also Verizon. I mean, it works. But the funny part is I don't get service at my house. Do you get service at your house?
You have a work phone?
Yeah.
Did they pay for that?
Yeah, it's a nice one.
It's
a better phone than my actual personal phone. It's a 6S. I have a 6.
Sucks. They don't pay for anything.
But you get, because I don't get service in my house. We live a couple doors down.
I don't get service in the house, but I'm not using your Wi-Fi either. I don't think. Maybe I am.
No, I'm saying in your house.
Yeah, I do. My house.
Because I don't get service in my house, especially the front of the house. It's like a dead zone. We don't live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, we live in a pretty dense suburban area.
No, we live in Staten Island.
We
Which used to be like a wooded area. Yeah. Well, when I was a kid, I used to see things. So.
I think. What? Well, I guess you're direct,
broadly put.
You're directly in the back of the graveyard. But the graveyard's not in our backyard, but it's a little further.
Well, when we were teenagers and doing what teenagers did, rambunctious kids we were. We used to drink it.
We never did that. I mean, why do you have to? Now I got to cut that out because I'm not having that in there.
Oh, we used to do things.
So. What's your opinion of growing up in Staten Island? Like, what are you guys content or happy with our childhood?
I'm happy with my childhood, I guess. So I'm pretty content with it. I had a good one.
I mean, I don't know how common it was for us, living in Staten Island, to have such a good group of friends, a close.
I just latched myself onto you guys and didn't let go.
I don't remember how.
You guys were hanging out. I was like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with you guys. Oh, we didn't invite you. Well, yeah, I'm here.
Because Angelo and I live 5 doors down, so that's how 3 doors down. 5 doors down. It's a great band, by the way.
Horrible.
They have a couple good songs.
Yeah, a couple good. Kryptonite.
If I go crazy,
you still call me Superman.
If I'm alive and well,
you be there holding my hand.
Okay. Anyway, I don't remember how we first got met because I think what happened was Angelo and I connected with Greg first.
I think we were just outside playing. Maybe
I think we were outside playing,
or something.
and we were like, we'll ingratiate you into our group. We'll allow you into our group.
Oh, allow.
And then we started meeting. It's we started here. There were sort of 2 groups.
Start from the bottom. Now we're here.
There was 3. There was 3 groups. There was the group on down the block from you, both of us.
Billy.
There was Angelo, Monty, and I, and then there was kind of just you. And then like
it was totally just me.
And then like we brought the two groups together, and then like Adam was like on the outskirts, and we're like, okay. And I'm like,
well, I used to hang out with you at town. We used to play Manhunt over here.
Oh yeah, and you know because
That's probably what one night we
Manhunt.
connected the two blocks.
We used to have big Manhunt games. I mean,
God, I used to be the best at Manhunt.
I had the best hiding spots. You were slow, dude.
Dude, but I was smart because I ran with cars next to them, and they saw me over there, so they went over on that block, and they thought I was trapped, but I was hiding.
The best hiding spots were like behind the bush, like behind bushes, essentially.
In the bush, be a bush.
Be a bush.
We would climb trees.
We would climb trees. I mean, honestly, I don't know how common that is anymore. Now we have now.
I saw some kids playing Manhunt.
The generation.
In the end, actually, they were just robbing the house.
The generation of kids.
I didn't realize.
The generation of kids now just suck. They have these like they ride the bikes. They just ride the bikes. These like fat tires. They do papa wheelies and they run in and out of traffic. They have no regard for the law. I mean, running wild. Around our block, we have the kids that are on the bikes with big tires, and they're just idiots. They just run into things.
Some kids play chicken. Some on our block.
Good.
Oh my God! I was gonna kill these
one
kids.
all the way down there.
You can take that to the bank. I would kill these kids.
I wasn't blocked.
No, because they run in front of your car.
No, they don't. They'll play. Remember when we used to play basketball, hockey, whatever it was?
Yeah, we get out of the way.
We get out of the way. They stand there and just stare at you.
Like
where's?
Why would you curse? I gotta cut that out now.
Me?
Yeah. Oh God.
What? It's not that bad.
Don't cut it out. Just bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out.
Bleep it out.
I'll bleep it out.
I have a lot of bleeps.
Yeah, actually, you know what? That's all I'll do. I'll just bleep stuff
It's
out.
insane. Make a funny noise like a cow. Moo.
Yeah. How about a sheep?
Every time you curse,
Bat. Bat. Yeah. So I mean, no regard for the law.
None whatsoever.
I think it's.
They care about themselves. Is it?
Yeah.
They don't care. I barely care about themselves with all the pills and everything. You know what I mean?
I mean, it just keeps doing. Why are you mentioning pills? I mean,
we're gonna talk about this.
I'm moving off this island.
I can't bat all this out.
It's all bah.
Like for a minute straight.
For the next 5 minutes, bah.
People gonna think I was editing this and I was like out of my mind when I was doing it.
It's gonna turn into like a 1920s silent movie.
Yeah. We'll have like cue cards. Like we'll say this is what we're talking about now. Just like kind of infer what we're talking about because there's no words. Subtitle. We'll have subtitles.
I like subtitles. I love reading.
Do you?
Yeah.
What do you read?
Things. Back and by.
Okay. Do you realize what you're doing right now is you're hitting the microphone and you're making noises? Do you have like a? Can you sit still for like 10 seconds? It's just like
You're doing it. No, I need my phone.
He doesn't have ADD.
No, but it's just first he's tired.
I'm so exhausted. I'm like overly energetic because I'm so tired. I'm making
overtired. You're overtired.
Yeah. So I'm energetic.
I'll put this over here because I don't trust Adam with phones at all.
I just have my phone.
I don't trust you with it.
I don't need it, but I want it.
What's the
I think that's a problem nowadays.
what are the Coldplay lyrics? To fix you, when you get what you want, but not when you get.
When you get what you want, but not what you need.
When you feel that's what you're getting what you want, which is nothing.
I don't want anything.
Exactly.
I want my phone.
Wait, actually, that didn't work because you don't need your phone. It wasn't a good analogy.
Give me my phone.
Oh my God, I'm a child.
Thank you.
All right, so I think we're about 43 minutes in right now. That's pretty good, right? In the fly.
45 minutes.
43.
And was this once a week?
Yeah, it's not bad.
How long are we doing episodes?
With all the cuts, probably just gonna end up.
No, I'm only gonna take out one thing.
About 5 minutes good. 5 good minutes of finish.
All this.
Well, I mean, this is all the good stuff. This is all the banter and
because this is
chatting.
real.
This is raw and real.
I was looking at the microphone.
This is not on. See, hopefully this thing sounds good because this thing we can't use. But I think we can wrap up the first edition of the KIS podcast.
I'm really happy and content that we ended up doing this. I think a lot of viewers will really appreciate what we're doing here.
I think they'll respond well to this.
Yeah.
I didn't think this was actually going to happen.
You know what? I've been wanting to do a podcast for a while now. I always thought we'd be interesting and we'd be, fun to listen to, and we'd have some stories to tell, and some jokes to tell, and some banter to bant about, you know. And I like talking. It's one of the things I like doing.
Banting.
Yeah. I like talking, and you know, I've done the vlogging and the short film. I still do the short film.
Yeah, honestly, you've done it all.
I've
big
really,
man on campus.
I've really tried to multiple streams of creativity is what I call it. It's just the multiple streams of creativity, whether it's the film, stop motion.
And
vlogs.
Congratulations too! You actually just recently were nominated as.
I was, so I got one of my films into a short film festival.
Yeah, really.
It's a film festival, not short. It is the New York City Independent Film Festival.
I know. And what happens if you win that?
So nothing really. I get like a month of a trial software, but it's not about that. It's about exposure and networking, and meeting people. I mean,
you got a month of trial software.
Yeah, I think it was a month.
What is that?
3 months.
What does that do?
Well, you know what's funny about these is you actually have to pay to enter. Or to submit, and then they take you.
Oh, so you weren't even like?
No, I was selected. No, I was. I had to.
You were selected because you paid.
No. You have to pay to put a submission in, and then they'll judge the submission and say if they want you or not. If
so you paid, and then you paid the money.
I've spent a lot of money submitting to festivals.
You submitted to a lot of festivals.
Yeah.
How many did you get in?
Well, I've only found out
the one you paid.
No, I paid for all of them.
Oh, okay.
I put a couple $100s in submitting the festival.
Wow, so not even.
But I have 2 films. I've submitted.
Don't get me wrong. I've seen the films, and I think they're great. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, I think there's 2 different films.
But I think you're just buying your way in.
No, I'm not. But that's you.
If it was so good, they would just judge it without money.
The festival needs to make money.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these.
Why? They're giving you a trial software. That's probably nowhere near the amount of money.
A lot of these are independent. They're independent companies. They're non-for-profits. So they have to make money somehow, and they have to rent out the space. It's at the Producers Club in New York City. My premiere is on May 11th.
And that's where it is? It's at the Producers Club?
Yeah.
Can I come?
Yeah, of course. I'll get you tickets. You guys want to come? It's a Friday at noon.
Noon? Noon? I'm still asleep.
Well, I mean, listen.
What do you mean still asleep?
It's a week long. I don't pick the slot. Listen, when I like my slot to have been in the evening, my girlfriend can't come because she has work. So, yes, it's a bummer that it's at noon, but it's cool that I'm still in it.
That is cool.
I'm showing my film with a full length film, and a short music video. So it'll be the short music video, my film, which is about 12.5 minutes, and the full feature.
Oh, is it the Rebecca Black parody music video?
No, that's not one of mine.
Oh, okay.
So I had an older YouTube channel. I still have it, where I made short videos back in high school that weren't very good. Well, the Rebecca Black one was pretty good.
Was that J-Man 1, 2, 3, 4?
No, so my first channel. He
was like, that's just it.
No, I've had
with a bunch of random numbers.
I've had a lot of channels over the years. My first channel I made in 2007, back when YouTube first started, and the channel name, it's still there. I don't know the login for it though, so I tried to get in. I couldn't get in. It's Jman2134567889. So if you look that up, Jman2134567889, you'll find 2 videos from like years ago.
And
then I have another channel, which is like my kind of personal channel that I just like.
Yeah, that was almost a decade ago.
You know what? I posted my first YouTube video 11 years ago, and I deleted it. Remember them? It was fake playing the guitar, and I did magic trick videos. I had 4,000 views back in 2008 on one of those videos. And what happened?
You probably have like 5,000.
No,
by now.
what happened was I was dating this girl in high school. And I was really embarrassed that she would somehow find the videos.
Oh my god, I remember this!
And I deleted them, and I regret it to this day because it would have been such an amazing thing to watch. It's 14-year-old James with his shirt off.
I remember it.
Fake playing the guitar. I don't have them anymore.
This is James in Canada.
Yeah, this is James in Canada. September 2007. I was a freshman in high school, and I deleted them, and I've regretted it ever since. I had 6 videos. Yeah, so I do some film stuff on the side. Anyway, I think we've gone long enough. We're going to cut it after about 48 minutes of the first episode of the podcast. Tune in next week for the second installment of the KIS, the Keeping It Simple, Keep It Simple, whatever you want to call it, podcast. With the phone, man. I mean, we're wrapping up the podcast.
I know. Well, my girlfriend wants to get Subway when we meet up. I'm just saying, yeah.
You couldn't even take 10 minutes to just
I like to text her.
You're not having your phone next time with you. It's do not disturb. It's going on the other side of the room.
We're trying to do the outro. Give her the foot long later.
Yeah, okay. So we're gonna.
This is a nice space that we're using.
Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here.
Be a shame if we didn't have it.
This is March 11th, first edition KIS podcast, Keeping It Simple podcast, coming at you live from Staten Island, New York. We're gonna wrap it up today. stay tuned next week for the second installment KIS podcast. Every Saturday or Sunday we're going to record these, probably release them on Monday morning or Tuesday morning. I have to edit this, so probably Tuesday morning.
A lot of editing.
Not a lot of editing. It actually is going to be a lot of editing because I have to sync up all the audio with the video. So there's going to be a lot of effort that goes into this, despite the fact it's just one kind of long recording. I'm going to take this just for 2 minutes. 2 minutes until we finish. We're wrapping up here, and then I'll get back to it. I promise. So this is.
She's asking how the podcast.
This has
going.
been.
She's scared,
I know, but not while we're doing the podcast.
Right.
That's like saying if I'm acting, if I'm Tom Hanks, and I'm in the middle of the performance of my life in Sully, and I'm
Forrest Gump.
Forrest Gump. I'm in Forrest Gump, and as we're shooting, his
you,
phone
Jen.
rings,
Hold
and it's
on.
his wife saying, "Hey, Tom, how's the running going?" We can't use.
How's the running going?
How was your chat with John Lennon post his death? Talking with who did he talk with?
No
Richard
religion too.
No religion. I can play on the piano actually. I do play. Okay, we're digressing here. This has
But
been.
I digress.
This has been James Verdi,
And this is Adam Maskuli.
Angelo Covais.
and we are going to check out here KIS Podcast. Hope you guys check in for next week, and hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you then. Bye.